Hello, it's Ace here and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can make this cool abstract art. Let's get started. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go File, User Preferences, and in this user preference thing, you're going to want to go to Land, okay? And you're going to see this Add Mesh and Landscape. You're going to want to check that box and save user settings. So now that we have the add-on, what we're going to want to do is get rid of the lamp in the cube. So press Shift and then right click on the lamp and press X and then delete it. So to delete anything in Blender, press X. Okay, now click in the middle with this little red and white cursor thing, and you're going to want to go Shift A and go down to UV Sphere. So Shift A to get this menu and go down to UV Sphere. Okay, so now that we got the UV sphere, we're going to go over to this area right here that says Landscape Tools, go down, and we're going to Mesh Displace, and then Mesh Displace again. As you can see, we got this cool effect. So to do this, scroll in and out, use your scroll wheel on your mouse, or click down your scroll wheel to move like this. Okay, so now that we're good like that, we got this set up. So now we're going to press 0. We're going to go Shift F and then use W, A, S, and D to move this fly cam mode around. So W, A, S, and D. And line these little cursor thing that you see in the middle of your camera up with the middle of this. Okay, so now we're going to set up the world color and the lamps. So let's go over here to this world tab. And under the world tab, we want to change this to total black. So drag it down, it's total black. Now press 0, and as you can see when I press 0, this shows up. So I do have screencast keys on, which means you can see what I'm pressing. So yeah, hopefully that helps you if you don't know what I'm pressing. So Shift F, press Shift F, and then use W, A, S, and D to move around, okay, in this fly cam mode. And we're going to left click where we want our next lamp to be, which is right here. We're going to press Shift A, and we're going to go and do a hem. So then you're going to want to press R, and you're going to want to rotate it till you think you got a decent angle for the thing. So I just pressed RR, which is how you get kind of a more customizable action thing. Where do we want to go? Okay, so you can use R to rotate regularly. You can use Control-Z to undo something. You can do RR to do like custom rotation, which is actually really useful. You can do Control-Z to undo things. So that looks pretty good. So using R and these arrows and RR, you should be able to get at least something decent. I like to pull this to the front, go RR, and then we can go something like that. Looks actually not too bad. But doing something like that. If you want, you can duplicate it. So Shift D to duplicate an object. And then you just RR, rotate it the other way. As you can see, it's quite simple. So Shift D that duplicates something. So press Shift and then D to duplicate. If you press down on your scrolling mouse wheel, you'll be able to move like this. Or you can scroll in and out using the scrolling mouse wheel. But that's actually looking pretty decent. RR for the rotation. That's actually looking pretty good. So as you can see, we're getting a decent hemi. I would like to move it over a little bit because it's going to be kind of overpowering our other color. So let's go over here, RR, and rotate it. Probably there would be good, I'm assuming. Okay, now we want to go to the back and do the exact same thing. So I'm just going to speed up this process, and you can just watch. Okay, so now we've kind of set up the hemis and everything. So I'm done setting up that secondary lamp. So let's go 0. And as you can see, we got 3 lamps set up. So we have this one selected. And let's make this one a different color. So click on this like thing that shows this hem thing. and make sure that this is highlighted in blue. And you're going to want to change this to, I'm going to do like a greenish color, maybe like a dark green. For this, so a darker green. Select the other one by right-clicking on one of these lines, and you'll see another one. Let's change this to like a reddish color. And select the other one, and let's change this to like a more bluish color. And so we got the blue, red one, and the green one. Now we're going to want to change this to 100%. So go 100, as you can see, and it should say 100 here. Click on this next one, and it should say 100, and click and type 100 in, and then do it to the next one, and make sure that all of them have 100 strength on their thing. So now we can go over it into this section, and we're going to change the render settings. So to change the render settings, we're going to change this to GPU. We're going to change this to 100%. And you can pick whichever file you want to put this into. So pick one of your drives. And then we're going to go down here and we're going to change this to a JPEG. And I'm going to change the quality to 100%. Under sampling for right now, I'm just going to go 50 just so that it renders fast and we can see a preview. Now, make sure to keep everything the same, and you can just close these things, and we will have to change sampling later when we export it, but we're good right now. So 100% quality and all that stuff. So now what we can do is we can press F12 to see what our render looks like. And as you can see, mine is going to render out. It's at 50 samples, so it's not going to be the best of a render. And I'm actually wanting to add some more green. I'd like to see like a yellowish color at the top. So as you can see, it's not very detailed because of how we're not rendering it at a very high rating. So you can see that's looking decent. Let's go into slot 2 and then let's press F11 to get out of that. And what we're going to do is we're probably going to want to like change this green one. So you see this line from the green one, click on that green one, and you're going to want to go over here and you're going to want to change it. I'm going to actually make it like a really brightish greenish yellow and try that. So we're going to press F12 to render, and it's going to render. Hopefully this looks decent. Okay, I can stop it here because I'm already seeing part of the yellow, but I kind of want to make it a little bit cooler. So I'm going to just lift this up a little bit so that it then gets a little bit more sun. Okay, that should be good. So now that we're good, we can press F11, and this is just a basic representation of what your render is going to look like. So yeah, that's looking pretty good. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. So this is kind of your render, but it's not very good. So I recommend doing it at 2,000 samples. So if we go over here, under sampling, I would turn this to like 2,000 for your final render. Because honestly, it's going to look pretty good. And like at least 1,000, but I recommend 2,000. If you have a decent computer, it's probably going to take you like probably around 20 minutes, but it depends on the computer. Mine, it takes around 10, but I have a decent computer for doing Blender and stuff. So yeah, you're at 2,000 samples, and basically all you're going to do is change this to start of 1 and the start of 2. And then what I like to do is I just press animation, and it's going to start rendering. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and this is how you make this cool abstract art in Blender. Hope you enjoyed, and make sure to like change the colors of the lamps and stuff to get different effects. And you can really like change like the mesh or whatever you want in this. Maybe you can change the shape. So try it out for yourself and maybe do some different things with it. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Leave a like and subscribe, and keep on blending.